Okay, welcome. Happy Sunday. Welcome to live Q&A. My name is Andrew Spirit, and I'm a psychic medium, an energy healer, and spiritual development teacher. So every Sunday, I just offer a live for anybody who would like to ask general questions about energy, guides, angels, spirit, intuitive Reiki, how psychic mediums work, anything along those lines. So if you have any questions or topics of interest around the area of spiritual development, you're welcome to post them during the live, and I will share with you whatever I've learned, whatever I know. And I've also included my website link in the top of the comments. So if you'd like to read up more about me and what I do, check that out. It has more details on my offerings and my mentoring and my healing courses and sessions. But for Sundays, we're just going to focus on general Q&A for spiritual development. So non-religious, not anything like that. This is just about energy work, guides, angels, meditation, tapping into spirit, honing your intuitive or psychic abilities, or just talking about general energy healings in sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Just anything generally along the lines of healing, energy work, mentoring. You're welcome to ask, and if I'm able to help you, I'll share with you what I can. If you're looking for some online spiritual community groups on Facebook, I can recommend a few of those. I'd share a few of those as well. But I'll just stay on the line, just see how many questions we get today, what the interest is like. Sometimes I can be on for up to an hour. Sometimes it's a short one, 15, 20 minutes. All depends on who manages to jump online. I know it is a long weekend, so it's different every time. So feel free to post questions and comments on spiritual development. And there's a couple of things that I don't do, for example, tarot or working with crystals. I won't be of much help there, but I do know a lot of people and some groups that would happily help you out and offer you some of their free resources as well. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, Goosey Games, welcome. Your question, if I'd rather speak every language known to man or speak with animals. That's a tough one. Both are very appealing to me, so that's a hard choice for me. I like people. I'm very much an in-person kind of guy. I even prefer people than spending too much time with spirit in the spirit realm. So tough choice, but it's probably one of the hardest choices I'd have to make. Equally, they're both equally super appealing to me. I don't even know what I'd choose. It's that difficult. They're both so appealing. I'd love to be able to do either or. Yeah, good question, but I don't know what to choose. Okay, welcome, Triple. The top of my head, that's actually just a postcard that I got from a friend of mine. A friend of mine traveled to Israel and brought me back this really pretty decorative looking postcard. It's got a lot of intricate designs and embossed patterns on it. So I just like the postcard so much I decided to stick it up on my wall. So it's from Israel. Namaste to my Nav, welcome. So those that have just joined in, if you'd like to know more about me, my website link's on the top of the comments. And I'm a psychic medium and spiritual development teacher. I also do intuitive Reiki, and I like to mentor and share information as well. So Sundays, I just jump on here on YouTube and do lives for anybody who has general questions. Some people have also similar abilities to me. They see or sense spirit in one way or another, but they're not sure whether they can trust it or not, or they're not sure if it's real, or some of them think there's actually something wrong with them. And that's where I come in. I love to help people hone their gifts and help explain to them why they have them and how to use them, how to manage their energy. So I like to teach and heal as much as I like to do private readings. I also do private one-on-one psychic and mediumship readings for people. I do them online or in person. And so what I can share about Reiki, I've got Reiki 1, 2, and 3. I'm not a Reiki 4 master level. I did Reiki initially. My reason for taking Reiki was to self-heal. So Reiki is a form of energy healing that can involve either making physical contact on a person's body with your hands, or keeping the hands off and working in their aura or energetic field. Before I took Reiki, I used to do what was called hands-on healing. So I used to touch the head, the sides of the head, the shoulders, the spine, knees and feet. And eventually I kind of blended my original modality with Reiki, and now I work within the auric field. So I typically hover my hands a couple of inches from a person's body. Usually they're laying on a massage table, and I start at the crown of the head and work my way down to the feet. And so Reiki does support self-healing and healing to others. It does both. You can use Reiki on yourself, and you can also channel it to other people. Often when I'm giving a Reiki session, the energy typically flows through me on its way to the person anyway, because I'm the conduit. So sometimes I even get a bit of a benefit. I get a healing as I'm channeling a healing. So Reiki supports both self and healing others. And you get similar modalities. You also get reconnective healing, quantum touch. There's a variety of different kinds, but it's all basically energy work. Some people prefer physical touch, some don't. It doesn't matter which way you go, both work. Triple yes, I have watched quite a few of Dolores Cannon's videos. She, I believe, was the inventor of the quantum healing hypnosis technique. I happen to have had my first one from another practitioner in the Ottawa area. I had one, my first quantum healing hypnosis technique. Enjoyed it thoroughly. It was about 3 or 4 hours. And yeah, Dolores Cannon was on a totally different playing field, a class of her own. Very, very gifted healer and psychic. And with regards to Reiki, I'm not qualified. I don't have Reiki 4 master level, so I'm not qualified or allowed to teach or certify. I can just, I'm only qualified to give healing sessions, but there are many, many Reiki healers and teachers. It's one of the most common, I think, most well-known. Reiki is one of the most familiar modalities to the general public. So you won't find it too hard to find a Reiki teacher, I don't think. There's a lot of them. As for Dolores Cannon's quantum healing, I don't think there's as many practitioners. That's a very involved course, but yeah, she was a fascinating healer, very, very in tune with spirit. And you can watch Dolores Cannon on YouTube, lots of videos on her. And I haven't looked myself, but I'm sure there's videos on Reiki as well. Lots of information online, easy access. So if you're interested in energy work and healing, Google some videos and some online information. So let's see. Okay, yeah. Dolores Cannon was basically world-class level. She was kind of one of the pioneers, and very, very gifted lady. Very aware, very evolved. So welcome, Ascend, Motivate. All I'm doing right now is this is a general Q&A session. I think I forgot to update the description. It just says Andrew Spirit is live, but I didn't remember to add the a bit of an explanation there. So this is general Q&A for anything about spirit, energy, guides and angels, meditation, energy healing, psychic medium work. I'm a medium myself, so I do psychic and mediumship readings, and I do intuitive Reiki, energy healings, and I also mentor and teach. So I've posted my link to my website at the beginning of the comments. So you're welcome to read more about me, a bit more personal information and my offerings, my private sessions, and more about what I do. I'm also on Facebook. I do lives on Facebook during the week as well. So feel free to check those out. And if either channel, whether you're interested in these YouTube general Q&As, or if you prefer to see me when I'm doing brief psychic messages on Facebook. Subscribe to either or both pages and you'll get notified as soon as I go live. Thursdays is always at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Toronto time zone. Sundays is roughly between 4 and 7, but it's not always the same time. Sundays are more, it's hard to get a more accurate schedule for me. I'm all over the place. Sometimes I'm not even home. So I try to make sure it's between 4 and 7 p.m. on Sundays. But my Facebook page is the exact same name as my YouTube name, Andrew Spirit, Medium Blessings - Andrew Spirit. So you can check me out on Facebook and or YouTube. And as usual, I just stay online until everybody's had a chance to ask their question. So I will remain online for a few more minutes. And if anybody has questions about spirit, guides, spiritual development related, please post your questions. Whatever I know and can share with you, I will. And I also can, I'm also in a few Facebook groups that are also spiritual community orientated. So if anybody is having trouble finding like minds or would like to talk to other mediums or druids or Wiccans or energy healers and just learn some more information from them, some of them also do a few free resources and they like to share information. So I can definitely help you out with some online groups if you can't find enough like minds where you live or to connect with. Okay. Ananya Biz, binaural beats. Yeah, I've heard some very good things about binaural beats. For me, very positive. I've listened to a few binaural beat soundtracks that are very, very good for healing your energy body, your cells. So I would recommend it. I'm definitely a fan. Binaural beats. Most people tend to just work on their physical bodies and try and keep their physical bodies healed and comfortable. But you've also got your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. Those also need to be in good shape, because if one is not doing well or struggling or blocked, it'll eventually kind of seep into your other bodies and affect them too. So, for example, if you're very, very physically ill, whether it's very poor diet or you've been taking substances that are just not good for your body, whatever the reason, if your physical body's in bad shape, it'll be much, much harder to meditate, to do psychic connections, readings. So all your bodies tie in with each other. So sound, binaural beats, similar sound therapy, the right pieces of music, sound vibrations, extremely powerful and very healing. Just think about people who listen to music. Whatever your favorite music is, music can affect your mood instantly within seconds. So music, sound vibration is very, very healing, very powerful. I recommend it. I think music, harmonic sounds is one of the most potent healing tools there are. So highly recommend that. So sound therapy, yeah, one of the best things. Some people can even feel sound. Most of you probably can. Think of, if you've ever tried this or never tried it before, sitting in a chair and someone takes a tuning fork and gets it going and puts the tuning fork right beside your ear. Or similarly gets a crystal, it's like a crystal bowl, and gets it humming and then places the bowl in front of one ear and moves it to the other ear. You can pretty much feel the vibrations going through your body. It's very, very, very powerful, very effective. So I do highly recommend anything that involves sound therapy, sound healing. Very effective, and you can find tons of it online, so many different kinds. Okay, Ananya, have I connected with energies or beings that are extraterrestrial? A few times, not many. I don't typically do that, but it has happened a few times where I've connected with them while they are more they've been on the earth plane. I haven't tapped into them when they're in their world. I've kind of picked up on them and sensed them I've seen them in my third eye while they were in my physical space. So I've seen a few little beings, some very small and short, the odd ones that are more or less average height, 6, 7 feet. So I've done it a few times, but not a lot. I don't typically do that, but it has happened to me a few times. I don't find it as easy to connect with them though. And each medium and psychic works very differently. I have friends that connect more with extraterrestrial beings and guides and energies that are not from Earth than they do with deceased people. So every psychic or medium tends to have their specialties and gifts. Some can do most of it or all of it. I seem to be better connecting with people and their spirit guides and their own higher self energy. But there's so many different ways and that healers, mediums connect and with who they connect. So good question. Great questions. Welcome to feedback. This is just a live Q&A, spiritual development, energy, guides, psychic mediumship work. So I forgot to update the description, but if that interests you, welcome. Feel free to ask questions about it. So if I can share anything I'm aware of and that I know related to intuitive Reiki, psychic mediumship readings, mentoring, I do those things for people. Tapping into guides, energies, meditation. I'm also a meditation facilitator. So I do a fair bit of energy work. So if you know, and also if you know anybody else who's looking for an outlet or a channel or wants to talk to somebody and have their questions answered that are related to this, these kind of topics, have them connect with me, subscribe to my channel so you get notified every time I go live, or you can see me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook on Thursday evenings, live as well. So if you know anyone who's looking to have their questions answered but doesn't know anybody, send them my way. I can also recommend some online groups, like-minded spiritual community groups for them. There's always lots of people that are interested or even energy sensitive, or they see or sense spirit in some way, but they don't have anyone to discuss it with or learn from. So I can definitely help with that. I do have a lot of friends who are also mostly healers, mediums. One of my best friends actually talks to ascended masters and extraterrestrials more than anything else. That's just his specialty. He's a very different kind of person, so he can tell you a lot about extraterrestrials, UFOs, all those kind of things. I've got all kinds of friends that specialize in different areas and beings and connections. So if you know anybody else who's looking for some help with that, I'd be happy to help them. And if there's any more questions, please ask. I will stay online a little bit longer just to make sure everyone's had a chance to ask what they wanted to ask. And if you think of questions in the coming days or week, or a topic of interest comes up well after the live's done, maybe just write them down, keep a note of them, and bring them to the next live and ask them then. And then I'll share with you whatever I can, or I can put you in touch with other people who know more about it. So keep your questions. If you come up with ones later on in the week, write them down and just ask me next time. If there's a specific topic you want to expand on that's related to this, you can suggest that and we can kind of dig into that and see what we come up with. So we've had some pretty good questions tonight, really good ones. Especially the one from Goosey Games, being able to communicate with every human, with every language, or with animals. That was a good one. I'd be totally happy with either. That would be amazing. I have a friend who's an animal communicator, and animals obviously don't use human language or words. It's an energy language, so I'd imagine that's kind of complicated. I did a very, very basic course on animal communication, and the little bit that I learned is it's all energy, it's all connection, and it's all instant in the moment. Animals do not really comprehend or think in the past or the future. They're very present. They don't have ego. They purely act and react on instinct or feeling. So it's interesting. They don't have ego. They don't hold grudges. They don't have unforgiveness. They're very much in the moment. So they can be very interesting to learn from. And from what I've heard, that's why animals like dogs and cats especially don't need to be in physical very long, because they don't have as much to learn as we do. They're just here to maybe show us a few things by example and demonstrate unconditional love. Animals don't care what you look like, especially our loved one, our pets. They don't care what you look like, where you were born, what color you are, what you smell like. They just think you're the center of the universe, most cases. So animals you can learn a lot from, but not too easy to tap into their energy. But I sometimes do connect with deceased pets and totem animals during readings. Doesn't happen often, but every now and then I'll get the person's deceased dog or cat come through. Sometimes it can be a spirit animal, but often I do get deceased pets. It's more often a deceased pet than a spirit animal, but I've had that too, and a few other things in between: unusual guides, elementals, fairies, gnomes, and pixies. Not as often, that's more rare, but I've had a few different things come through. Okay, so last call, if anybody has a question or two. Has anyone you have ever connected with shared what happens after we pass on? Only I'd say maybe just given me a tiny little bit of an idea. They haven't really elaborated in detail. The only bits that they have shared with me, the odd few have shared with me, is when they cross over, they just remind me that they're not in a physical body anymore, so they don't have the same restrictions or discomforts or dis-ease or illness or tiredness when they're in the body. They're free from all of that. What they do tell me is they can be anywhere they like in an instant. They just think of where they want to be, and they can basically just like teleporting there. They don't have the same linear time and space that we do, so they can be anywhere, anytime, whenever they want. There are no restrictions. Some of them will tell me if they are still in a place of rest, when they're still resting and assimilating to their environment. Some people, when they cross over, depending on what they've been through in life and how much healing they still have to do, some of them need to rest for months, years, before they are ready to come through in a reading for a loved one. I've had one, and this is only one case. One case years and years ago where a person came through a month after they died. A few years later, I had someone come through a week after they died. And once I connected with someone who died the day before. That's rare, but each person's different. Some take years and years and years, depending on what they have to heal and go through. But that's basically all that they've shared with me. And sometimes they'll show me who they are with. For example, other deceased family members or loved ones. They may show me who they're standing with and whose company they're in. That's about generally what they usually share with me. They don't give me too much detail. Just sort of how they're doing, where they're at with their evolution and how they feel. That's basically what they share. Okay. Hi, Rinka. Welcome. So I'm not sure about your question. Like I'm not doing any psychic lives tappings. This is just general Q&A. So I'm not sure why raccoons are drawn to you, but what I would recommend is I do have you can either look up spiritual meaning of totem animal raccoon. It could be a totem animal message that's coming through. You do get variations, so you got to be careful with when you're looking online what's reliable and what's not. So it could be a spirit totem message coming through that's related to the raccoon totem animal as to why they're drawn to you. but I can't answer that. I don't know myself, so I suggest looking up spirit animal meanings and raccoon and see what can you come up with. You may get a few variations, so try and look at the common thread amongst them and see if something stands out at you or resonates with you. That's all I can offer at this point, so that's my suggestion. Okay, and again, just before I end, just remind everybody, if you want to join me on Facebook, that's Thursday evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can subscribe to that and or my YouTube channel, so you'll get notified when I'm live. Sundays, I try to keep it between 4 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you come up with topics, ideas, or questions during the week, write them down and keep them and just bring them to the next live, and I'll do my best to answer all of them. And if any of you are more interested in a one-on-one session with me, whether it's psychic mediumship reading or intuitive Reiki session or even mentoring sessions, just connect with me. I can do them online as well. So readings I can do via Zoom online or over the phone or in person. Energy healings, I can do them if it's not possible in person. I can do it remotely, distant healing. I typically just get on the phone with you for a minute. We hang up, I channel the energy, and I call you back after the session and we discuss feedback and what it was like for you. So it doesn't have to be done in person. Energy doesn't have barriers. Energy is energy. It goes wherever it needs to. So check that out. My website link was posted at the beginning of the comments. And yeah, thank you for all the good questions. We had some really good questions tonight. So hope to see some of you next Sunday and or Thursday if you can make it. And I'll just say last quick call before I end the live. So make sure everybody got a chance to ask the questions. And please share with anyone else you feel may be interested. And until next time, I will say bye for now. Okay, and thanks for joining in. Hope to see some of you next time.